most intense, thrilling, electrifying sport on the planet. Mixed martial arts. You've been looking for the definitive podcast to call your new home to hear everything about it. The search is over. This is the MMAnomaly Show. No filter. Bringing you the hottest MMA breakdowns straight from the heart of the octagon. This show is all about MMA breakdowns. For fans, by fans. We're talking UFC, MMA, and the occasional big boxing match. We'll bring our unique take on how these fights are going to play out and who we think are the best bets. Welcome to the MMAnomaly Show. No filter. And now your hosts, Olin, a.k.a. MMAnomaly, and Emiliano, a.k.a. Jive Turkey Nano.
What is up, fight fans? Welcome back to another episode of the MMAnomaly Show, No Filter. I'm your host, Olin, a.k.a. MMAnomaly, and with me, as usual, is the co-host with the most, Jive Turkey Nano. How you doing, brother?
Let's go. It's another beautiful day in paradise, as we like to say around here, brother. A little early, and, we'll be a little quicker today, but it's here. We're here for a good time, not a long time, baby. I can't wait. UFC 322, what it do? Taking a trip to Madison Square Garden. My hype meter is a 10.10, my brother. I think we insinuated it yesterday. Yes, it is our MMA Super Bowl, baby. Let's go. What up, WMC? And what up, chat? Let us know how you're feeling about this one, man. Woo! Yep,
it is the MMA Super Bowl. That is for damn sure, brother. That is for damn sure. And you can bet your bottom dollar that this is going to be a great card that is actually going to live up to our hype level and expectations in every way, shape, and form. We're talking about UFC 323, folks. And, 322. My gosh, I'm getting ahead of myself. 322, folks. It is Jackie Three Names. That's right, Jack Della Maddalena coming in against Islam Makhachev, the Dagestani killer. Let's fucking go. Man. Nano got that saying off Tender back in the day. No, we've been saying that one for a while. Maybe Tender got it from us. They read it on our profiles. No, just kidding. I kid, I joke. So, Nano, let's start at the top of the card here, since I know we've only got you for a limited time here, about 50 minutes as I check the clock here. Jack Della Maddalena versus Islam Makhachev. I'm going to let you take the lead on this one and tell me, how do you see it playing out in the welterweight division? First time up for Islam Makhachev.
First time up, but boy, it may not be his last, right? He did vacate his belt at the lightweight division. I was watching the embedded series here, the first 2 episodes thus far, and it gave us a little bit of glimpse into how they're training, how Islam's feeling, and I think that's my big takeaway here. I think when you just look at it, X's and O's, it's a big jump. You're going up 15 pounds, you're finding some bigger guys, but Islam's a big boy, and he was bullying and really made his legacy in the lightweight division. I do not think that it's going to be too big of a jump. I think when you're this skilled and you're as talented and as big as Islam is and how he looks right now and the way he's talking about it, again, in that embedded series, really pulled back the curtain for me, and that he feels great, not killing himself. He's actually enjoying training, and we've seen those Dagestanis train. It is not a walk in the park, okay? It is about as tough and gruesome as it can get, but he is loving it. He feels great. And I think he's going to take that power and, of course, the skill set here in this new division and start the path of a new chapter in his championship pedigree career, man. I mean, Islam's a stud. 27-1 record, only 34 years old, which it pains me to say that a little bit. I mean, he's getting old, right? It felt like yesterday he was Khabib's younger brother. Now he's the old veteran, the savvy OG, 5 years older than his opponent. But 5 KOs and 13 subs to come in to complement those 27 wins. That's 18 of them by finish. There's a chance he can finish it, but I do think JDM is game. Jack Della Maddalena is not going to go down without a fight. He can take the all the attrition of the damage and wear it and still have that puncher's chance at any point in this 25 minutes. So I do think we're going to get the full 5 rounds. I do believe that Jack Della Maddalena is going to have some moments. His boxing is by far one of the best in the UFC, next to an Ilia Topuria and some others. Dustin Poirier, 100%. And again, it's going to be lights out, man. JDM's 18-2, 29 years old. 12 KOs, and a couple of subs of his own. So he's not a total slouch when it comes to the grappling, but he's never seen this kind of pressure. He's never felt this kind of strength. And it's not just that, it's the technique. It's how smothering Islam is, his ability to really wipe his opponents clean when it comes to not just getting them on the ground, but holding them there, causing damage, and just complete control. I reckon, if anything, JDM can start off hot. He's going to want to do that. He's going to want to put some mitts on Islam, his opponent, and see if he can put his lights out. But, you know, the changing of the levels and the threat, just the pure threat of the takedown is, I think, going to make JDM a little bit more gun shy. And for that, I think Islam and new welterweight double champ status here for the Dagestani badass in Islam Makhachev. I can't bet against these boys, man. I'd be hard pressed to find a challenger that can go out there and do it. He's that good, y'all. He is that good. But it looks like the chat may not agree with me. WMC believes in JDM. I like it. I don't blame you. But Tua, what up? JDM in 5? Ooh, okay. In the 5th or within 5. Either way, I can't say I'd be mad at it. It'd be a hell of a showing, and I mean, it would be another shock the world moment if he gets it done.
Lakers in 5.
Well said. Well said.
That's I feel like that's the tone that Matu is saying that in. I'm feeling great about it, man. I'm feeling like Islam Makhachev is going to come out again and shock the world. And I think it's worth noting, right? First and foremost, great breakdown, Nano, as always. Secondly, I want to point out that it is worth noting Jackie Three Names has 2 losses in his professional MMA career. Both of them came in his first and second fight as a pro. One came by way of submission, rear naked choke. The other one came by way of TKO. His neck is left out there when he's grappling. He's got great scrambles these days. He's got good grappling negation. But as you stated, he's never faced anybody with that forward pressure like Islam Makhachev, nor has he faced anybody with the level of strength that Islam has. And for those reasons alone, I have to tell you, I think Islam is going to grip him and rip him, bro. He's going to get him to the mat. He's going to beat him up. And while it's on the feet, I'm fairly confident that Islam is actually going to do much better than people think. People are thinking that if it goes to the ground, Islam. If it stays on the feet, JDM. I don't think it's that clear cut on the feet either. There's a high probability that Islam is going to be the faster fighter in there and the sharper fighter there. The technique that he brings in kickboxing is nasty work, bro. And the power in which he brings in his kicks is devastating. I can attest. Now, I think the big differentiator here on the feet is going to be the boxing, though, right? People love JDM's boxing. They say he's one of the best boxers in the UFC. I would tell you, I think Dustin Poirier is a better boxer than him. And I think that a lot of people would probably agree with me. Here's the thing. I was 5 or 6 rows away from the cage whenever Dustin Poirier fought Islam Makhachev, and he got outboxed by Islam Makhachev. So that being said, I know it doesn't always calculate, the MMA math, but for me, the math is mathing, bro. And I think, with all due respect, it will be and new. And I think we're hive-minding quite a bit on this one. I see Islam just being a little bit too much for him and just being a little bit, I don't know, man. I just feel like he's going to be a step ahead, especially anytime they touch. Anytime they aren't just striking at range, it's definitely going to be the Islam show in the clinch, up against the cage, etc. New mythical fighter, Creatine Islam? Yes.
What is this creatine, brother? I never take this before. I feel great, very strong, very jacked. I'm feeling very good. This JDM fight.
I smashed you, boy.
I'm going to smash him.
Islam has the lower,
I'm going to smash him. This guy, he have black belt, but who give him black belt?
And then you have Khabib, who's like, I'm gonna smash your boy. Inshallah. I know you don't like this.
That's right. Those are some good impressions. We see you, Matua.
Thank you.
What up, AP? We see you,
Nobody
brother.
tests this grappling. We got to take this guy's black belt.
Too. Absolutely. Tone K has Islam 4th round sub. The late finish is always game. Definitely always game. I think it's just one of those things. I have so much of respect and admiration for JDM.
I think it'll be a Darce. I don't know why. I have a weird feeling it's going to be a Darce choke from Islam.
He can do it, man. He can do it. He can get him in a compromised position. And all it takes is one mess up down there.
Let's see here. Lazy Bed. Shout out Lazy Bed in the chat. This dude always brings the heat. I think we see an even more malicious and dangerous Islam Makhachev than ever with him not killing himself to make 155. Dude, 100%. The guy walks at like 180, 185. He's a big dude. And now he's probably walking much heavier because he's not cutting to 155. He's going to be a fucking menace at welterweight, bro. If he wanted to, he could probably go to middleweight. He's a big dude. I think people are underestimating just how big he is. There's only a 2.5 inch reach disadvantage for him and a 1 inch reach or height disadvantage for Islam Makhachev. So yeah, I'm going Islam all day on this one. I'm wondering if we're going to hive mind on this next one. We have a co-main event in the women's flyweight division. Another belt on the line, folks, between Valentina Shevchenko and Zhang Weili. This is a legends fight. Let's just call it what it is, man. Like it's two legends, right? Going in here against each other. One coming up in weight, one defending the strap at her given weight, and I think we're gonna see fireworks, man. 36 years of age versus 37 years of age. Again, only a 1 inch height differential and a 2.5 inch reach differential. The same exact differential as the main event, which is kind of wild, considering again the one with the height disadvantage and reach disadvantage is also coming up in weight. So should be an interesting one. I will tell you, though, that this one is a little bit different, right? In the fact that it's only a 10-pound difference that she's making to come up in weight compared to the 15-pound difference of Islam Makhachev. Worth noting. That being said, I still think the 10 pounds is going to be a little bit too much for her because, unfortunately for Zhang Weili, she is a powerhouse when it comes to her respective 115-pound division. But at flyweight, it's a little bit different. And Valentina is the deputy, the sheriff, the fucking mayor of Flyweightville, bro. And she's absolutely nasty. She's nasty on the feet. I think Valentina is going to look to strike at range, keep the distance, and if she needs to, she will grapple. She will work Zhang Weili and get on top of her and just sap what strength and speed Zhang brings to the table. So I got to go with my gut on this one. I got to go Valentina Shevchenko. Again, I think the footwork is going to be the biggest differential. But if Zhang blitzes her, she can hurt just about anybody, I think. So it's a shot in the dark. I'm probably not going to bet a bunch of units on it. I'll tell you that. I'll actually pull up the odds while you're doing your breakdown. But yeah, give me Valentina Shevchenko to retain the women's flyweight strap and continue building her legacy.
I like it. And I think this one, man, we might as well flip a coin, and I could make a case for both of these women. By far, two of the best that we have to offer. Like you mentioned, Weili going up. She already conquered her previous division. Now coming up to the flyweight, where Queen Valentina, a.k.a. Bullet, has reigned supreme over the competition for a number of years. Now, she does have that one blemish, the loss against Alexa Grasso, the rear naked choke, and then a split decision to an Alexa Grasso. And for me, that's kind of the one chink in the armor I'm looking at here. And low-key making the case that I think Weili Zhang is going to go out there and win. It's a really, really close line when it comes to the odds. I think we're both trying to pull it up here as we speak. But that aside,
it's a very close line. As of right now, it's minus 125 in favor of Valentina Shevchenko as the favorite. And you have the slight dog in Zhang Weili at plus 105. And Jack Della Maddalena is a plus 220 underdog right now.
Ooh. Plus 220. That is...
Yeah, minus 270 for Islam.
Yeah,
I'm thinking I might parlay Valentina and Islam together.
I like it.
Plus 146 on those.
It's not bad money spent, man. It's not bad money spent. Yeah, Valentina is the betting favorite at this point. She's 37 years old. 8 KOs, 7 subs. A really great, well-rounded game. Hasn't necessarily lost that step, but I do think she has the good fight IQ. She's going to go out there and try and strike with Weili, and if it gets a little testy, then she's going to try to take it to the ground and really live in that realm. So not necessarily what the fans want to hear. We might see a lot of grappling and takedowns, but I do think Weili is game, man. I think she's equally as skilled when it comes to the striking in a different way. You know, she's not the kickboxing prodigy as a Valentina, not as light as on her feet as a Valentina. But Weili Zhang coming in 36 years old, 26-3 record, 11 KOs, 8 subs. Most of these women usually get it done by finish. And not that I'm saying that's going to happen, because I do think they're very evenly matched here. But there's just something about Weili, man. It's you know, the heart we've seen. I know her work ethic, and I think it's going to be a similar scenario here with Islam, where, these fighters, and maybe more people will start to do it, where they're fighting in their true weight class, in the sense of not trying to kill themselves to get that extra 10 pounds and be a weight bully and fight at 80%. Like, we are going to see Weili at 100%. More than likely going to see Valentina at 100% as well. Again, she's used to this. She's been there. And she lives that disciplined lifestyle out there in Kyrgyzstan. But I'm leaning Weili. I'm leaning for both of the smaller fighters, quote unquote, to go out there and shock the world and get it done. I guess it's not that shocking. Islam is the Ben favorite, but I am taking the underdog here at plus 105. I'm taking Zhang Weili, man. I like what I've seen. Again, and I think it just boils down to who's going to have the better defense when it comes to the grappling. I think Weili's a good enough athlete, and I think she's drilled that part of her game enough to know if that's where it goes, she'll have an answer for it. And then if it's a straight striking match, Weili is game, man. She is game. And the only other thing I'll say with Valentina is just those blemishes on her record against an Alexa Grasso, who I have all the respect for, but you can make a case that Weili's being Alexa as well. And so if Alexa's going to be giving Valentina that kind of trouble at this stage in her career, right? We're talking about a 37-year-old Valentina. Man, I may be eating my words, but I will be glued to the TV watching this here in New York, in Madison Square Garden, the mecca of U.S. Violence is concerned, and really any event for that matter. You hear Madison Square Garden, that's when the lights are the brightest. And man, I mean, it's hard to go against Bullet on this one, but my gut's telling me Weili Zhang's going to find a way to get it done. But let me know how crazy I am in the chat, y'all. Looks like we got WMC, Lena Shevchenko. We got John Dong. What up? We see you.
Yeah, we missed some comments before, too. Matua said JDM subs. JDM beats Islam at every facet. Islam versus Kamaru now. Wow. The legends themselves. What up, Zach? Hope you're having a great day, man. Magnum versus Bullet. Love it. John Dong biting his fingernails over this one. Us too, man. Us too.
Oh, yeah.
Alex Pip said, I think I'm leaning towards Islam, but I can't underestimate JDM's grappling. He beat Burns with a broken arm, and I'm interested on his high guard defense to the takedowns. Fair.
Well said.
Juice Man, shit, we early today. Well, not early, but not nighttime for me. What's good? John, I have Shevchenko. Oh, let's go. Let's go, WMC. Me too. John Dong, my G. What's up, Juice? JDM and Islam are now practically the same size. I think JDM is a small welterweight and Islam was a big-ass lightweight. 100%, Alex. Yep. 100%. Damn. You got the bullet? Yeah. Yeah, Western got the bullet. We got the bullet. And Nano's going to bite the bullet.
Ooh, okay.
Let's go.
I like that.
Juice Man said, John, Tracy versus Erin. Who you got? Ooh, I got Erin on that one. Alex Pip, yeah. I got 40 on Zhang by finish. Ooh, Zach, what are the odds on that? Let's go, kid.
There we go.
I hope that hits just for you. Fuck my parlay. Bet the child support on Magnum. All right. I'm going with Erin, but I haven't put much thought into that fight. See, fair. Same. But I got to go Erin just off gut. Wow, y'all really got Bullet? I do. Not him, but me. Yeah, I do. Erin by whatever she wants. Hashtag I don't like Tracy. Fair, Juice Man. Same. I think I got Zhang. She has gotten so much better. The co and main event are both toss-ups for me. It could be Zhang. I could see Zhang winning, but I can also see Valentina putting her in a crucifix and just starting to smash or just start smashing her. Fair. Chink in the armor is crazy. That's a real saying, bro. Don't be that guy, Matsu.
Just one little chink.
Wow. A woman just opened a door for me. Wow. Good for you, Western Mass.
Look at that.
Vegas odds makers are from Azerbaijan. That's funny.
Put that up on the map.
That's crazy, West. Alex, right? It is. It's pretty crazy, but that's crazy nice. Is Colby Covington gonna be in Weili's corner? No chance, bro. The love from Colby will carry Weili to victory. Matua, you're fucking hilarious today, dog. West is in here. Can't see him. What's good, WMC? I can see you, Juice Man. Why do you guys always have trouble with the chat? It's so funny. I like the UFC shirt, Olin. Let's go, bro. We got these at International Fight Week for free. And Nano, your shirt, go.
There can only be one, brother. Let's go.
Let's go. Another International Fight Week find.
Absolutely.
Heart wants Weili, but head says Chevy. pulls out a decision. See, that's exactly where I'm at right now, Lazy Bet. I want to see Magnum get it done. I really do. I'm a big fan. But heart and the brain are disagreeing on this one, boys. I got to be honest with you. If I hadn't seen Val bounce back and still look physically capable in the Manon fight, I'd be more inclined to pick Zhang. 100% where my head's at. The fight against Viera really impressed me from Valentina Shevchenko, and I think she's going to do more of the same in this one. Don't push it with those chink in the armor remarks.
All right, we'll leave it there.
Pretty awesome shirts. Thanks, Tone. We appreciate it, brother. And with that, we move on into the Coco main event. We have a welterweight bout between Sean Brady and Mr. Michael Morales. It is the 26-year-old surging phenom at 18-0, coming in against the 32-year-old veteran at 18-1. 5'8" versus 6 foot tall. There is a 7-inch reach disadvantage here, which I think is fucking wild and probably going to pay dividends for someone like Michael Morales who knows how to use it. But Nano, how do you see this one playing out, my guy?
Oh, man, I am super juiced for this one. A lot of different ways I can look at this. You know, coming in, hard to bet against a Sean Brady. He's 18-1, 32 years old, 6 submissions and 3 KOs. And the one takeaway, again, from the embedded series, I did take, a few things from that, but he's changing up his training style a little bit. He's trying to increase his strength and his speed, trying to get any advantage he could. Though I think it's great, I don't love the idea of, switching up what you've been doing that works. That also tells me he's concerned with the speed and the strength of a Michael Morales, a young, seizing up-and-coming prodigy here. Michael Morales, 18 years old, or excuse me, 26 years old, but let's be honest, dude looks 22. 18-0 record was what I was looking at there. 13 KOs and even a submission just to add a little icing on the cake. Dude's a finisher, and you mentioned the reach discrepancy. I think that's going to pose a lot of problems. He's going to be challenged on the ground. Michael Morales is. I think Sean's going to want to try to take him down, muddy it up, do what he does best, and submit his ass. But man, I'm leaning the Ecuadorian. I don't know if it's because my great grandpa's last name was Morales as well before he came to the States. Switched it over. Could be a long lost cousin of mine. Clearly, we look alike, as you can tell. All jokes aside, though, man, I'm taking Mike Morales here, the young gun, the guy that. I mean, just when you watch him go out there, he does things to opponents that you didn't think was possible. I mean, he's so big, so gosh darn strong, and I think he does have the skills to go out there and beat a Sean Brady. And I am in the minority here because Michael Morales is a plus 120 dog. So I'm liking my dog so far, unfortunately. But hey, man, like you said, this game is it's unpredictable. You gotta be tough as nails out there. Sean Brady's betting favorite minus 142. Is that where you're leaning, my brother?
I'm not. I am leaning towards Sean Brady. I'm not leaning with you on Michael Morales. I do understand the bias. Love the last name. Very strong last name. But I got to tell you, man. Sean Brady presents a lot of tests in which Michael Morales has not faced. And I think the strength and conditioning that he's tacking on to the regimen is only going to serve him better with the heavy grappling style that he has. The stronger you are, the tighter your grip strength is. The tighter your grip strength is, the more able you are to hold on to that gable grip whenever you are locking in a position or a submission on somebody. And even just for takedown purposes, right? And if he's able to get on top of Michael Morales, guess what, bud? That 7-inch reach advantage that he has, they're the same height and reach whenever they're on their back. And that's exactly where Sean's hopefully planning on spending most of this fight. If he tries to stay on his feet and strike at range with somebody like a Michael Morales, make no mistake about it, he will get blitzed, he will get bashed, and he will wake up being told that he lost the fight. It's worth noting that they do have a similar opponent recently, right? They both recently fought Gilbert Burns. The difference is one of them got a unanimous decision win over Gilbert Burns. Not an easy task. The other one knocked him out in the first round. Also not an easy task. So do with that information what you will, but I'll tell you that the guy can crack Michael Morales. He's got power in both hands, and he knows how to land him, man. He's got great shot selection, especially for only being 26 years of age. I feel like he's genuinely one of these phenoms where the fight IQ is already there for him, man. It's like he's born to do this. He's already also 18-0, right? He has one fight less than the opposition that is 6 years older than him. Says something. Very active guy. So I'm going back and forth on this one, but in my heart of hearts, I think Sean pulls it out. I think Michael Morales gets his first loss in his professional career and in the UFC, and then he goes on one of the greatest title runs we've seen in the division. because it's going to make him so much sharper if he does lose out there.
I like that breakdown. I honestly can't disagree. I see no lies. It's going to be a great one. Make sure you're tuned in, y'all.
Nano with the bias. Fair enough.
Call it how it is. Had to let y'all know.
Seizing up and comer, dude. I said surging up and comer. Surging up and comer. He could be epileptic, Westy. He could be. Alex says, my heart says Morales, but there's a lot of tests he hasn't got yet. See, that's exactly where my head's at, man. I just feel like this is going to be a huge test for him. Juice Man! Let's go, brother. Let's go. Reach isn't always an advantage. I agree, but when you know how to strike, it really is. It really is. And Michael Morales, I would tell you, kid's got bombs. He can crack. Speaking of someone who has bombs and can crack, in the next fight, we have another welterweight banger. We're staying in the same division, but we're going to two different men here. We're talking about Carlos Prates coming in against Leon Rocky Edwards. Just saying the name Carlos Prates makes me want to smoke a cigarette. Do a shot of whiskey. You know what I'm saying? This is going to be a fun fight. It's a passing of the torch fight, potentially. You got 22-5 versus 22-7. Obviously, Leon Edwards has the better record. He's also 2 years the elder, 1 inch taller, and 4 inches of reach in deficit for him. It's crazy that he's 1 inch taller, but he has a 4 inch smaller reach. The ape index on fucking Carlos Prates is something special. And you can see it, right? Like the way that he stands, his fucking fingertips go past his kneecaps when he's standing upright. It's insane. And it shows in the way that he strikes. He strikes in a very elongated way. He likes to post, throw those Muay Thai style strikes. Very, very pleasurable to watch whenever you're a Muay Thai fan. I got to tell you, Leon's going to be one of the biggest tests that he's seen in there. But I think he's going to get through it. Unless Leon goes out there with a grapple heavy plan, which we typically don't see from Leon, I think it's Carlos's fight to lose. And I mean, I might be sipping crazy pills or swallowing crazy pills here, sipping some crazy juice. But I think the better shot selection, the better fight IQ, and the less damaged goods is going to be Carlos Prates. And to my knowledge, he is doing his full camp with Fighting Nerds this time around, so should be a very telling fight for him and the gym. Nano, I'm going to pour up a shot because this guy's a whiskey guy too. I know you're not because you have a doctor's appointment coming up, but give us your breakdown, my guy.
Yeah, brother, I appreciate it. Yep, can't be too intoxicated for this up and coming appointment, which is why I got to leave a little early. Do apologize, but we'll make the most of the time that we are here. And I'll tell you what, man, this is an absolute banger. This whole main card is just completely stacked. This is one of my favorite divisions, one of the most stacked divisions here. We got, like you said, back-to-back fights in the division. And it's hard for me to bet against a Rocky Leon Edwards, especially from what we saw. Ex-champion went out there and beat Kamaru Usman, who just frankly looked like a world beater at that stage in his career. But we got to call a spade a spade. That was over 3 years ago. And the UFC game does not stay put for no one. There's always a new guy up and coming, always a new guy that's hungrier, younger, stronger, faster. And I think that's what we're getting here with the nightmare Carlos Prates. I mean, Leon did lose to Bilal Muhammad by decision over a year ago. That was not a good look as far as, Leon and having what I felt like was the striking advantage. Wasn't able to get Bilal to the ground, just simply lost the fight. And then he went out there and tried to bounce back against a surging, not seizing, Sean Brady.
He could have epilepsy. You don't know.
He was a little epileptic here in his last few fights. I mean, a couple losses in 2025, not a great year for Leon. Boy, does he need this victory, because losing 3 in a calendar year is absolutely tough. But unfortunately, he's got the nightmare in front of him. He's got a guy that, he likes to smoke his cigarettes, and he loves to party it up. We know that firsthand. Shout out Sap Jelly for being able to see him in his natural habitat out there in Vegas. But all that aside, I mean, the dude lives in the gym. He's still with Fighting Nerds that he's going to come in and have a great game plan. And again, on the embedded series, you see him just constantly in the gym. He's like, hey, even if I'm not training or I just want to go out and just get some good feel, work on some technique with his coach, like, he's doing it. And the coach mentioned he hasn't seen him this focused since his Dana White Contender Series. He's been on an absolute heater since then, and really his only blemish was against Ian Machado Gary, which is somebody that is at the cream of the crop. He is someone that is on a quick path to a title contender status. And honestly, he had him hurt in that last round. I feel like he was a little more aggressive. If he had that kind of edge to him, like we've seen him in the past, I think he was potentially going to win that fight, even if he didn't win the whole fight. So all of that just tells me, with the forward reach advantage, with the hard shots, and with a new respect for grappling and just being comfortable in those positions, like I think he's going to have an answer. If Leon tries to take it there, he's going to be prepared. And if Leon just wants to go out there and strike with one of the baddest dudes on the planet, then more power to you. But I am leaning Carlos Prates here. I think he's going to go out there and get it done. And hey, Leon is great enough, and he's, climbed out of the depths of hell to go and find a victory. You can never rule him out. But it is only a 15-minute fight, so he's really going to have to do it pillar to post here. Carlos is not going to go anywhere. He's going to apply that pressure the entire time. Yeah, man. I mean, this is a banger of a fight. I don't know how y'all feel, but we're definitely leaning Carlos Prates on this one, man. That's the guy. And I'll smoke up a stogie just for in honor and to celebrate the W here on Saturday. Let's go, Carlos.
Let's go, Carlos, my guy. And with that, if you haven't already, like, comment, subscribe, smash the bell for notifications. And if you're drinking, drink with us on this beautiful Tuesday afternoon. Cheers to you.
Salud. Oh my gosh, this fight's crazy. All these fights are crazy, brother. I can't believe we're getting all these the same night. Or I guess it's an evening for us here on the West Coast. It is at Madison Square Garden, so it'll be a little bit earlier. So make sure y'all are tuned in and aware of when these fights start. Because the first one even is it's all good. It's all good fights.
So real quick, Matua said pillar to post. I don't know what that means, but I hear it a lot. It just means being moved from one area to another unceremoniously. So again, if Islam Makhachev beats JDM pillar to post, that would mean that he beat him almost unceremoniously. It was so one-sided, if that makes sense. Or anywhere the fight goes, anywhere in between here and there. Jumping back up through the chats real quick.
From start to finish, however you want to look at it, he's going to find a way to get it done.
Sipping crazy pills for the seizing up and comers. That's me. That's me, Lazy Ben. Tone K says Prates round 2 KO. I like that a lot. My guy. I got to go through these Matua comments because they're fucking hilarious. He says, Leon is taller. Leon is funnier. Leon getting back in the win column. Leon's a better dresser. Leon has better taste in music. Leon has better taste in art. To which, of course, I asked Matua, who do you reckon is Leon's favorite band? Which he appropriately answered, may I say, Panic at the Disco.
That's a very fitting and a good band.
I could see it. I could definitely see him rocking some of the old stuff. I chime in with a haven't you people never heard of, knocking Usman out in the last round. LMFAO, all things can be true at once. Facts. I have a bad feeling Leon is going to show out, said WMC. Dude, I would hate if you're correct on that. Andrew, how you doing, man? Hope you're having a great day. Love seeing you in the chat. Shout out to Marlboro. Shout out Marlboro. Sponsored by Marlboro. This fight brought to you by Marlboro.
Free plug. Free shout out.
Fucking hilarious, bro. Lazy Bed said, not sure about Leon, but I did a quick browse of Alex Bahunan's Guy Who Asks Fighters Their Favorite Things socials, and Carlos Prates' favorite band is Slipknot. Oh, dude. I push my fingers into my... Dude, I could see it. I could definitely see it. Him smoking a cigarette, drinking some whiskey, listening to some Slipknot. What's called, Aaron?
That's a scary dude right there. That's a scary individual.
Pillar to post equals landslide. Kinda. Leon hasn't been in a 3-round fight since he poked Bilal's good eye in 2021. Oof. Matua said Leon split decision. That's the wildest comment I've seen from someone that's confident in somebody. And the rain will kill us all. Oh, man. With that being said, let's go on ahead and move into the next fight. It's a lightweight banger between Dariush, Benny from the block, Beneil Dariush, coming in against Benny St. Denis. I mean, loser has to change their name to Fred. Both Bennies fighting each other. Got Benoit and Beneil. Benoit St. Denis, the killer from Paris, is going to have his work cut out for him. I think Beneil Dariush is probably going to do bad things to him. Beneil is one of these guys that's kind of like a chameleon, right? Like, he has the hair of a 75-year-old man, but he has the body and fight skills of a 36-year-old man, which is a scary thing. I think the white hair is just such an unassuming thing that makes his opponents think he's going to be weaker than he actually is. And make no mistake, he's not weak at all. He's a very, very strong lightweight fighter. Very great grappling, very sound striking. He doesn't have the best fundamental. Like, he's not a meat and potatoes kind of striker. But when he throws, he fucking throws heat, bro. That spinning back fist knockout that he has is probably one of my favorite spinning back fist knockouts. And mind you, his friend's son told him that he plays the video game and he's really good with the spinning back fist with his character. So he should try that in his next fight. And he literally just decided to throw it randomly when he was getting pushed back, and it knocked his opponent out. So the dude can hit you with video game moves, technically. I like Benny Dariush, not Benny St. Denis. I don't know, dude. I feel like we've seen Benny St. Denis quit out there before. We've seen him go out there and get beat on the feet and grappling. And I just think that Dariush is one of the more underrated fighters in the top 10 echelon of the lightweight division. And he's going to go out here and absolutely show his worth in this fight the same exact manner that he did against Money Moicano. Nano, how do you see this one playing out?
Yeah, brother, I agree with you. We're back on track, as we should be. I'm leaning Beneil, or I guess Ben, since he's the older fighter here, 36 years old, 23-6-1 record, 5 KOs, and 8 submission wins to complement it. And his most recent win against a Hanato Money Moicano, using some MMA math here on this one, because Benny did lose to Money Moicano about a year ago, and he got knocked out by him, which I think shocked a lot of us. That definitely helped Money Moicano make the money. But, you look at who's Benny's lost to, or Ben Dariush here, and a loss to Arman Tsarukyan and Charles Oliveira, the only people he's lost to in the last 5 years. Both are pretty freaking good. I don't know if you've kept up with anything, but Charles is Du Bronx, and he's one of the best finishers we've ever seen in the UFC. And then Arman Tsarukyan is Arman. He's fighting here Dan Hooker soon, and probably fighting for a title soon as well, even though he has his corks off the outside of the octagon. But with Benny, a.k.a. Benny St. Denis, God of War, looked really good against Mauricio Hufi. That one, I think, shocked me. I think that one shocked a lot of the world. But I think we learned Mauricio just doesn't have that kind of grappling game, especially when you put him up against a Beneil Dariush. Like, Ben has that in his pedigree. In fact, that's probably his strongest asset is, like you said, strength, the grappling, the knowledge to neutralize his opponent's best assets. He's going to push Benny St. Denis up against the wall and really hold them there and neutralize a lot of the attacks that Benoit prefers, which is being long at range and using all of his sharp skills to his advantage here. All to say, give me Ben from the block. I was going to say Benny from the block, but I don't confuse y'all, because Benny is the younger fighter here in St. Denis. But I'm taking Beneil Dariush, man. He is the Ben underdog at plus 164. If you like Benoit, you're getting him at minus 198. I think that line's going to shift. I think people are going to see. And Ben, Dariush, he's very nonchalant. We did meet him. I think he was wearing the Jesus shoes, the Birkenstocks, and a white tee. Very, very unassuming individual. But his focus is his family, and his focus is his fighting. And those are two things I think can never steer anyone wrong. Give me Ben, man. Give me Ben Dariush, the OG, triple OG.
Money's already coming in on Islam right now. The line just shifted 8 points.
8 points?
8 points since I said it out loud. I read it earlier. It was minus 270. Now it's minus 278.
Yep. Sheesh.
That's pretty big line movement for 25 minutes ago?
Well, they listen to us. Vegas is certainly fans of the MMAnomaly Show, and it's no filter around here. We call it how it is. So
you know what I'm saying? I'm not mad at it. I'm not surprised, motherfucker. Yeah, I really do like Beneil Dariush here. I think I might have to do a half unit on him.
Yeah, we're gonna sprinkle some of that.
Yeah, I'm gonna do a half unit on him. It's good for over a unit back. It just makes a lot of sense. And honestly, I feel like it's a less volatile bet than a lot of the ones we choose to go with on the show. I just feel like he's the better guy. He should be a step ahead anywhere this fight goes, in my opinion. And I say that as a fan of Benoit Saint Denis. But I digress. Let's jump into the prelims, because I can't wait to talk about the fact that Bo Nickal, or as I like to call him, Bo Penny, is on the prelims. He has been shifted off of the main card entirely. He will headline the prelims. The same guy that won the contract from Dana White's Contender Series and then proceeded to say that he will never be seen on an undercard and that he will only fight on pay-per-views. Hilarious. Hilarious. With that being said, the man is 7-1. He is pretty damn fucking good. He's 29 years of age. He's a big guy, 6'1" at middleweight, and he has a 76-inch reach coming in against Rodolfo Viera, who is 36 years of age, 7 years his elder, 1 inch shorter, coming in at 6 foot tall, and 3 inches shorter when it comes to reach. Nano, let you take the lead on this one and tell me how you see this one playing out with Bo Nickal.
Yeah, man, I think it's going to be a good, proper opponent here for Bo Nickal. He got shot up into the atmosphere and did end up getting that loss. His last matchup against a tough opponent in Rainier Derrida. And after we seen what Rainier went on and did, I unfortunately, Bo Nickal just wasn't able to outlast at RDR, but that's not a horrible blemish. I mean, in fact, that's one of the best we've seen in terms of newcomers, and just he's now at the top of the division. So we can't hold that against a Bo Nickal. But what I see is a top-level competitor, a top-level athlete, especially collegiately speaking in the wrestling game. Dude was an absolute monster, came in with a lot of hype. And I think this matchup fares really well for a Bo Nickal, who's 29, only a 7-1 record, but 4 submission wins and 2 KOs. But I think those submission wins tells me he's learned enough on the ground, and he is still skilled from a wrestling perspective to get the dominant hand, to get those reversals, to be able to literally weather that storm. Because I think in reality, that's probably Rodolfo's best path to victory here. Rodolfo Viera, 11-3 record, so not that much more octagon experience, with 7 years difference, 36 years of age for Rodolfo, 1 KO and 9 submissions. I think that kind of tells me everything I need to know about the tail of the tape here. Rodolfo's going to try to do the best he can on the feet. Bo Nickal will piece him up and win those rounds, stuff some takedowns. And even if Rodolfo is able to get a takedown on a Bo Nickal, which I would be surprised, Bo's going to come back. He's athletic. He'll get the reversal. And I just don't think he'll make the big gaping mistake that needs to be done to get finished. He's well-versed in that area. And, yeah, I think it's a great bounce back for a Bo Nickal here in this matchup.
I am going against you. Cutting against the grain here. I'm going Rodolfo Viera. I think he gets it done inside the distance too, man. I think he's going to outclass him. I think he's going to outwork him. I think Bo's probably going to get a takedown, maybe 3, maybe 5. But I also think Bo's going to give up his neck or possibly an arm and either get triangled, guillotined, or armbarred inside of here. I don't think it goes past the second round, if I'm being completely honest. Lazy Bet said, hot take, if Bo Nickal gets finished by Viera, he potentially steps away from the sport. He's got several viable income streams in the wrestling world and doesn't need MMA like many. I 100% agree with that, bro. He would step away instantaneously if that happened, especially if it happens like in embarrassing fashion. I actually have Viera. See, same, Alex, same. Bo Nickal pinned Josh Hokett in college at 197 pounds. Josh Hokett's not that good, bro. I'm sorry, I'm not on the Incredible Hulk train. I don't think he's that good. Love Bo, however, Rodolfo subs him in 2. Yeah, see, this is exactly what I'm saying. I think he subs him inside 2 rounds. Vegas odds makers are from Turkmenistan. Are you gonna just keep throwing a different one in every time? Because I'm with it, and I think it's a great play.
Are these real countries, or is he just trolling? Because I'm like, I gotta pull out
that last one. I'll be honest, I've never heard of. I think he made that one for sure. Made that.
You got me, Matua. You dirty dog.
Man, with that,
this is a tough matchup. You're absolutely right, and Rodolfo is the underdog here, plus 185. So if you like him straight up,
a half unit on
mid odds. You want to take him by sub, probably getting even better odds.
Oh, yeah. If you take him by sub, you get plus 400 odds on him.
Hey, that's some good money.
Matua said Bo's ego will never allow him to walk away from anything. I don't know, man. I don't know. No, Olin, don't crush my dreams for Hogan. I'm sorry, bro. I'm not trying to be a dickhead. All right. I'm just trying to keep it real with you. He's good enough to do work in the heavyweight division. Make no mistake about it. The rest of the heavyweight division is not that good. They're just big, strong guys that gas out, right? So with that, while we've got him, we'll try and get through one more fight before he's got a jet. And then we're going to switch out with a special guest co-host. In the middleweight division, we have Roman Kopylov and Gregory Hobocop Rodrigues. I am so stoked for this fight. I think I've gone back and forth on how I see it playing out, who I see winning this one. What I do know is going to happen is somebody is going to go out there and get finished. As of right now, Gregory Robocop Rodrigues is a minus 166 slight favorite, and Roman Kopylov is a plus 140 slight underdog. But I got to tell you, it's a coin flip of a matchup. I do think Robocop should win this fight simply because his jiu-jitsu is better, even though we all know it's going to be a stand and bang fight. If it is a stand and bang fight, I think it goes a lot more 50-50 than people were thinking. Roman Kopylov, even in the fights in which he's lost, looked really fucking good doing it. So all that to say, I think Kopylov probably gets knocked out late in the second or early in the third round by Gregory Rodrigues. I think it's going to be a banger for every second that it lasts up until then, though. Nano, am I crazy on this one, or do you see it playing out pretty similar?
I see it the exact same way. I think both fighters stylistically probably don't need the judges' scorecards when it comes to what's going to happen in the finality of this fight. Roman Kopylov is the betting underdog at plus 140, so Vegas does agree. They're betting with us here on RoboCop at minus 166. And yeah, I just think it's one of those, anything you could do, I could do better type scenario here with Gregory RoboCop. He has insane power. He's got some great jiu-jitsu. And I think with the Roman Kopylov, though, he has really came into the UFC with a lot of hype. I thought he was someone that was going to come out there and just be a world beater. But he got submitted to an Anthony Fluffy Hernandez. Then he lost to a Paulo Costa. Maybe it was the secret juice. Maybe he just doesn't fare well against those Brazilians. But I'm leaning RoboCop here, man. Even though he lost to Jared Cannonier about 8 months ago, came back and whooped up with Jack Hermanson and had quite literally one of the nastiest knockouts we've seen in quite some time. I thought he could have got arrested for manslaughter. It was so gosh darn vicious. And maybe it's a little bit of recency bias, but that's just looking at both these fighters and what we've seen from them in their last bout. Hey, you're only as good as your most recent history, and I'm leaning RoboCop here, man. I think we've loved him since we started talking about him, breaking things down a couple years ago. And yeah, that one blemish against Jared Cannonier, who's just always a game fighter. I'm taking RoboCop here, brother. I'm absolutely with you. And yeah, I would bet it's probably going to be maybe even under 1.5 at plus 120. Not a bad odd either. But judge scorecards will not be needed on this one. But viewership is required because this is going to be an absolute banger.
It 100% is going to be an absolute banger. Nano, I don't want to make you late for your appointment, so I'm going to let you jump out of here and bail out, folks. Say goodbye to Nano. It was a pleasure having him. We'll see him next week. And as I boot him out, I'm going to go ahead and bring in our special guest, Mr. Alex Pip.
What is up? We live?
We are live. We are live and jiving, brother. We're going, man. No break, no rest.
Western Mass, Matua, how y'all doing?
Nice to see one of the guys from the chat on the big screen here, folks. I needed a random co-host on the drop of a dime, and Pip was ready to jump up and give me his time. So here we are.
We're here. We're here. I seen your UFC shirt. I got a rep with you. I got the boy Adesanya.
Let's go. Love Izzy, bro. Love Izzy. Nice. Where's that accent from?
I'm from Kentucky.
Let's go. Every time I hear Kentucky, I just think Foghorn Leghorn, which I hope that's not offensive because I'd take it as a compliment.
No. We got good fried chicken. That's what we got going on. Good fried chicken.
That's a fact. Hey, two of my favorite things in life, brother. If I could just live off those two things, I would be fat and happy. So with that being said, before we jump into the next fight, you have any thoughts on this RoboCop fight before we move on?
Yeah, no, I got RoboCop too. I think he's got the power, and Kopylov has been a little shaky. I think he's 1-2 in his last 3 fights, if I'm not mistaken. So I think RoboCop just gets it done. I think he knocks him out probably third round.
Yep. I literally think early third round or very late second round, because Roman, make no mistake about it, he's very durable. He's got an iron chin, but Gregory just he throws fucking hammers.
He throws heat. He throws heat. And that KO, I had to touch up on what Nana just said. That KO that he did against Jack Hermanson with it was a short hook, and then he followed up with a nasty shot. That could have been a problem. That could have been a Bryce Mitchell kind of KO.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the last KO that he got, or maybe it wasn't the last KO, but one of the more recent KOs that he got, I was in attendance for. The Jack Hermanson one. Yeah, like that was probably one, I was there live, and that was one of the scariest things in the world. I think they did a great job on the broadcast on TV of panning away and showing other things, but he was laid out for like 2-3 minutes. He didn't move.
That's the one thing, because you watch him on TV, and you're sitting there, you're too caught up, you're screaming, you're excited, you're going on. I went to go watch the Louisville card that they had at the Yum Center down there, and I saw like my first like KO like for like an actual fight,
like a scary one.
That was a different vibe. That was a different vibe.
You could hear a pin drop, and it was a sold out arena.
Yeah.
Like people were scared that Jack was dead, and then like after 2-3 minutes of him just being a limp dead body, he finally moved, and when he did move, the whole crowd was like, "Yeah!"
Just relief.
Like you would think somebody else got knocked out with how loud they cheered. They cheered louder for him getting up than they did for him falling down. Which you love to see in such a violent sport. But hey.
Oh, 100%.
It is what it is. So with that being said, we move on into the women's flyweight division to talk about a bout between Erin Blanchfield and Tracy Cortez. I'm going to let you take the lead on this one and tell the people how you see it playing out. Do you think Tracy Cortez is going to be able to edge it out over Blanchfield, or do you think Blanchfield is just going to be a little bit too much?
I think it's going to be a tougher fight than what most people think, but I do have Blanchfield, and I think I just see more ways for her to win. I think her striking is a little bit more crisp. I think her grappling is a little bit better, and I think they do have one common opponent. I'm going to pull up my stuff here, but I think they both fought Rose. Erin's beat Rose. Cortez did not. I just see Erin. I probably see it by submission in the second round. Honestly, decision. If I was gonna put money on it, I'm gonna say decision. But if I'm going for an early stoppage, it's gonna be submission. Second round, Blanchfield. Maybe by something like a Kimura or something.
Yeah, I'm 1000% with you, bro. I think it's just there's no other way around it, right? I just genuinely think that Blanchfield is the better fighter. She's stronger. She's fought the better opposition already, and it feels like she just got here, and Tracy's been here for a minute. Unfortunately, I hate to say this out loud. It might sound a little bit sexist, but hey, it is what it is. You know, Tracy is a very pretty girl that is fighting in a sport that is surrounded by a lot of dudes that like it. So that's probably why she has such a fan base. That's probably why she's getting the step up in competition, which I don't know if it's 100% warranted. But I do see it playing out pretty poorly for her. I think she's going to go out there and get beat up. It's just, there's levels, right? There's levels to this. And Erin is going to prove that. I think Erin is probably going to go out there and submit her inside the first 2 rounds. I wouldn't be surprised if she did it in the first like 85 to 95 seconds while they're still very dry. Tracy is going, she's going to be overconfident in her skills. And I think she might accept a takedown and even be willing to do something silly like pull guard against Erin so that she doesn't have to eat the punches on the feet.
Yeah, the IQ is a big difference too.
That's my biggest concern.
Yeah.
Like that's genuinely my biggest concern, bro. The fight IQ is just, there's so many levels, bro.
100%.
Matua in the chat said, when have we seen RoboCop's jiu-jitsu? I did answer this one in the chat. We saw that mainly in his island fights and LFA career. He showed a lot of promising jiu-jitsu in there. He hasn't really had to use it in the UFC.
Yeah, I was gonna say I haven't seen him grapple very much, and I'll be strictly honest with you. I got big shoes stepping in for Nano and everything. I'm strictly more on the UFC. So LFA, Bellator, that shit's right over my head.
Out of sight, out of mind. No worries, brother. This is another banger. Absolutely, this is another banger. Peace, Nano. Good luck, Nano. Let's see. Got that one. Who's this on the panel? This is Alex Pitt, bro.
What's
Alex
up, Grimy?
Let's go. Jiu-Jitsu, Blanchfield all day, 100%. I'm going to be staring at Tracy's ass the whole time. And Aaron's going to control her for decision. Oh, Grimy. Thank you. Thank you for letting your intrusive thoughts win on that one. Tone K, I'm almost leaning decision because Kopylov can take the shots. Ooh.
That's
Might not be a
interesting.
bad sprinkle.
That's interesting.
What is fight to go the distance? Let's see here. Round props. Fight props. Fight to go the distance. Whoa. I'm gonna do that. It's plus 195. Yeah. We're up like
Has Kopylov really fought a lot of big hitters though?
I mean, Kopylov's a beast, bro. Who's the last guy that he fought that he was winning up until he lost? Hold on.
He is good. I'm not saying that. He is good. I just don't know if he's actually fought. I'm just trying to think with RoboCop's power dynamic because I think Paulo Costa.
I mean, like Punahele Soriano has bombs.
Than Robo.
Punahele Soriano has bombs.
Okay.
Chris Curtis does not have knockout power, but he has a lot of pressure that comes forward with constant strikes. Paulo Costa has bombs.
In the Costa kind of area. I think they're both more when they're winning, they got a lot of pressure.
Yeah, that's fair. But and Paulo Costa is somebody that did beat Roman Kopylov, but he couldn't finish him.
Yes. But I don't think he's a power puncher.
100%. He's a waterboarder, as I called him. Like he's gonna just turn the water pressure on and make you feel like you're drowning.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm not mad at that. Yeah, I'm gonna do a half unit, I think, on fight to go the distance. You can get that at plus 195 odds right now. So if you put a half unit on that, you get 1.47 units back, which again, not a bad play in my opinion. Not a bad play at all.
See, I don't bet. I need to bet more.
It's fun. It's fun. I'd never encourage anybody to bet more, but if you have money that you don't mind losing, it's a fun time. It's a very fun time. I'm currently up like I think 35 or 40 units this year. So like I'm not losing money this year, which is great. I didn't lose money last year when I first started doing this, which is great. But I'd imagine even if I did lose money, I always play with money I'm able to lose and not cry about, right? So I would probably still be having fun.
Yeah, no,
and then I'd
do
make
not
it
put
back.
your house on it.
No. I'd have to have a house for that, which is fucking impossible in California.
Come to Kentucky and I got you, my boy.
Don't doubt it, man. I definitely don't doubt it.
Just saying.
Quick shout out. If you're looking for a home in the Kentucky area or surrounding area, please make sure you check out Alex Pip Realty. With that being said, we move on into the bantamweight division for a bout between Malcolm Wellmaker, who they should really call Unwellmaker with how he does his opponents, coming in against Cody Haddon. And man, this is another interesting one, right? Cody Haddon is 8-1 fighter currently. I'm just going to put you on mute until I pass you the mic, just so there's no echo. So Cody Haddon is the younger fighter. He's 8-1, so slightly less professional fights, right? He's had one less professional fight than Malcolm Wellmaker. The big difference is he has a loss to his name, where Malcolm Wellmaker is visually perfect on paper, right? He has not lost a fight, and to be completely honest and candid with you guys, he's looked very good every time we've seen him out there. He hasn't had a weak moment, or as Nano likes to refer, a chink in the armor that we've seen as of yet. His most notable outing, in my opinion, was his win over Cameron Simon. He went out there and knocked him out in 1 minute and 59 seconds of the very first round with a counter right hook as Cameron was stepping in on him. Obviously, the way that he did Chris Moutinho, he knocked him out with a right hook in round number 1 as well. Very similar fashion. Fun fact, his last 3 knockouts were actually the right hook. So I would venture to guess that we'll probably see right hook Ricky make a cameo in this fight. And the Chris Moutinho one, the reason it doesn't stand out to me is because we saw that guy go out and become a meme essentially against Sean O'Malley. He absorbed the most strikes a fighter has ever absorbed in a professional fight, in a 5-round fight. And like he had Sean dribbling on him, doing the basketball emotes and shit like he's playing Fortnite. The fact that this guy went out there and just blitzed him and knocked him out in 2 minutes and 37 seconds after he absorbed like 400 fucking strikes from Sean O'Malley, who's supposed to be a sniper in there. I mean, that tells me one thing, that if we're talking guns and we're saying Sean O'Malley is a sniper, then this man, Malcolm Wellmaker, must be a fucking bazooka or a mounted 50 cal. Like the dude is just bizarre with the power that he possesses in the 135 pound division. Like, I know it seems all relative, but it's really not. You don't see knockouts like that at 135 and 125. Really, you don't see knockouts like that below 145 in general. especially in mixed martial arts. But Malcolm continues to go out there and do it. So standing across from him is a man who's 8-1. He's stepping in here out of Perth, Australia, and he is very similar in his vein, right? He has 5 of his professional wins by way of knockout. That's just 1 less than Malcolm Wellmaker. So make no mistake, the guy standing across from him can fucking bang. And some of you may be thinking he's making his UFC debut. How is this good? He's not making his UFC debut. You just don't remember his debut because it was against Dan the Man Argueta, the dude from Tough that nobody remembers that kind of looked like Buzz Lightyear with that big ass jaw. Sorry, Dan. I know you're my boy Ian's buddy. But it's true, dog. It's true. He beat Dan Argueta in just an unimpressive fashion. Got a unanimous decision over him. Did he dominate? Yes. Was it one-way traffic? Yes. But should he have finished him? Yes, 100%. And with the fact that he wasn't able to go out there and finish Dan Argueta, who most people that beat do finish, it doesn't instill a ton of confidence. I'm going Malcolm Wellmaker. I think he takes it inside the distance, and I'd be surprised if we see the 2-minute and 30-second mark of round number 2. Alex, what are your thoughts on this one, brother?
Very similar. I got a round 1 knockout for Wellmaker. And for me, the one win that actually stands out the most to me is that Martinez, just because you've seen the punishment that he can take. And you saw what happened against that O'Malley fight. That dude can take some shots. He put him out in the first round. I've got the same thing. And you see Cody's fought, once in the UFC. I think he fought on the Contender Series, right? Yeah, so I haven't seen that much. And again, his last fight went to a decision. Malcolm's just gonna walk right through him. I think first round knockout. I think we're gonna repeat history with a hook.
Yeah, I think it's going to be fairly one-way traffic for at least part of the fight. I'd say half the fight is going to be one-way traffic. Cody might have his moments, especially if it goes to the ground. He actually is a pretty gifted grappler. Some of his wins have come by way of submission, so he does have that threat, but I don't see a ton of paths to victory for him. The fight that I'm more excited about, in a very weird way, is this middleweight bout on the early prelims between Kyle Daukaus, Killer Kyle, coming in against GM3, Gerald Meerschaert. Now, first and foremost, big fan of 3s, okay? I am one, all right? So big fan of that. And I'm also a big fan of GM3. I've seen him fight live. He's a dog. He does not quit on himself. He does not quit inside that cage. And all that to say, I don't think he wins this fight. As a GM3 fan, I like Kyle Daukaus a little bit more. And I just think that he's come back at the perfect time in his career, right? Like we saw him come into the first tenure he had in the UFC and essentially get booted out. He had a rough go of things, didn't get done any favors by the matchmakers, right? Ended up getting put against Roman Dolidze, ate a knee in the clinch, and then got some follow-up punches for a good measure. And then he went in there against Eric, your boy, Anders, and got ground and pounded into fucking oblivion in round number 2. And then he goes into CFFC, gets 3 back-to-back wins, 1 via RNC, 1 via decision, and 1 via Darce choke, and then makes his way on his CFFC career even further, getting another Darce choke and another knockout in round number 1 before getting the call to come and fight Michel Pereira on short notice to get back into the UFC. And what does he do? He spoils the dancing man's party, knocks him out in 43 fucking seconds. I clapped. I may have spit out my drink. I may have peed a little. I was so excited. It was a fantastic showing for the guy, Kyle Daukaus. And I couldn't have been happier to see it happen to that guy that always showboats and breaks the rules by doing backflips. You know, backflipping onto another man's balls and shit. So it was a great win for Kyle Daukaus. I think this is going to be a similar one. Now, why do I feel that way? Gerald Meerschaert is a bit chinny. He has great wrestling. I would say top tier wrestling, especially in the modern day middleweight division. The issue is his wrestling doesn't always work for him because he's a bit chinny. He's what we would call a glass cannon, right? He could blast forward with a double leg. But if he eats a knee or an uppercut, it's bad news bears. He's on wobbly legs, and that double leg is going to be pretty damn inefficient at that point. I think that's probably what we're going to get in here because Chris Daukaus is somebody that even if he has a range advantage, he never really utilizes it. In this one, there's only a 1-inch difference or a 1.5-inch difference for that matter. He is the shorter guy, but he typically stays really compact with his movements and just like bottles up on those shots. And that's perfect recipe for disaster in there against somebody that's a glass cannon in the way that GM3 is. I see GM3 shooting for takedowns I don't want to say desperately, but almost to the point of desperation, and just eating a locked and loaded uppercut and or knee for his troubles, followed by some follow-up shots. Give me Kyle Daukaus inside the distance.
Yeah, and again, I'm right there with you. I'm leaning towards Kyle. I think, his 43-second finish against Michel Pereira was just insane. And then going against Gerald Meerschaert, who is 37, 5 years older. I think he's younger, he's fresher, he's a little bit sharper. I think his striking's going to be crisper. I think Gerald's going to be kind of a little bit more hesitant on his striking. Like you said, he's got a little bit of a glass chin. So no offense, Gerald, if you're watching, but I see Kyle taking it, and Kyle's ground game isn't bad either. So it's not like if he takes him down, it's not like he's really going to. I don't see Kyle just laying on his back for 15 minutes. So I definitely see Kyle taking it by kind of whatever he wants. I could see it by maybe a rear naked choke, but I could also see it by, some type of, uppercut or knee just right up the middle while he's shooting. That's essentially right where I'm at too.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's just the most logical path that this fight is going to take. We got 2 more fights to get through, folks. Bear with us. We have a featherweight bout between Pat Sabatini and Chepe Mariscal coming in here in the featherweight division. Chepe Mariscal is the younger man at 33 years of age, coming in against 35-year-old Pat Sabatini. Pat Sabatini is 1 inch taller and 1 inch longer with the reach. How do you see this one playing out? I'll toss you the baton first.
You're going to give it to me. I'm going to let you know right now. I have no idea wwho Chepe is. Never seen him fight.
Chepe Mariscal?
I have never seen this guy fight. I know Pat Sabatini, so I'm going to go with him.
Machine gun, bro.
I've never seen. How do you even say his name?
Chepe. Yeah. He beat Jack Jenkins, bro. He got a verbal tap out from Jack Jenkins.
I don't know if I see. There's the times. Well, I'll go back and I'll go look at these cards. Like he fought. Mark.
All right, the people have spoken. He's gone. He's gone. He's off. I'm just kidding.
I got blocked. I got grounded again.
Oh man. No. Machine Gun's a beast, bro.
I have not seen this guy fight.
I gotta be honest, man. The wins he has are all fucking impressive as shit, dude. Like his intro was on UFC on ABC 5 against Trevor Peek, perked out Peek, and he beat the fuck out of him across the distance. Then he went out there against Jack Jenkins, who people were calling the leg reaper. It's me, I'm people. And then he beat the fuck out of Jack Jenkins, got a verbal tap out from an arm injury. And then he went out there against Morgan, the last Pirate Charrier, beat him via split decision. Then he went out against Damon Jackson, beat him via unanimous decision. And then Ricardo Ramos and got a unanimous decision win over him. Like he's a bad man.
So I'm going back and I'm looking at his record, and that's kind of one of those things. Like April 6th, Alan Curtis too. I know I watched that whole card, but for some reason, just does not. Okay.
And he trains him around.
I might have to change my bet.
The machine and the machine gun makes sense.
Yeah. No, I mean, looking at his wins, he's got some impressive wins on here.
Oh yeah.
And it's like a lot of these cards I've just seen, just for some reason, that his name and face just is not. It's not there. You know what? I'm going to go with Chepe just because I learned something new today, and that's where I'll go.
He is the underdog, but I like Chepe in this fight. I think Chepe is he's a good dog to bet on here. I'll be betting him on my underdogs competition. I like him a lot. He's got a great set of boxing skills, and his grappling is right there too. He has 7 wins by knockout, 3 wins by submission, and 8 wins by decision. He is the definition of a grinder. And he started off in judo, which is a hell of a fucking base. I think it's probably one of the best and most underrated bases in all of MMA, in my opinion. Fun fact, that's one of the 2 main martial arts that Captain America trained in the comics. It was boxing and judo. So he has both of those things in spades. He's fighting out of Cicero, Illinois. And I mean, he just brings the thunder every time he comes out there. That fight against Ricardo Ramos and Damon Jackson are the 2 that stood out to me most. And I genuinely think he's going to go out here and beat the brakes off of the opposition in Pat Sabatini. And make no mistake, I think Pat Sabatini's a stud. I think he's a very, very strong and gifted fighter. I just don't think he's got much of a shot in there against a very game machine gun Chepe Mariscal. If he wins, I will tell you that the only path to victory he has is going to come by way of grappling. He's a very gifted grappler in general, more so in an emphasis on his submission skills. He constantly is doing grappling bouts for CFFC and Fury Pro Grappling. He's had like 5 in the last 2 years, just grappling bouts. And pretty much all of those he has won. So dude's an absolute beast. Last time we saw him actually lose an MMA fight, you may have heard of this guy. It was to a guy named Diego. Where are you? Lopez. And if you know, you know. He looks like that guy. He really does. So, you know, he is a stud. He is a stud. But I think he's going to get his second loss in recent years. Because if you look before that, another guy that did beat him was Damon Jackson, who got masterclassed by Chepe Mariscal. I know MMA math doesn't work, folks. Don't laugh at me. Don't shoot the messenger here. But I also think the dog gets it done. And as of right now, he is exactly that. He is a plus 110 dog. I'm going to drop a unit on that. I think it makes a lot of sense, too. You get 2.10 back for a unit on it. So, again, why the hell not? It just makes a lot of sense, folks. With that, we move on into the next one, which is a women's strawweight bout between Angela Overkill Hill and Fatima Klein. I like this fight a lot on paper. I've always been an Angela Hill fan. I genuinely think that she is just an underrated fighter who's done a ton for women's MMA in general, and more so for women's strawweight MMA. Fatima Klein, though, standing across from her, is an absolute world breaker. She is 8-1. Her most recent wins coming over Victoria Dudikova and Melissa Martinez. The Archangel, as they call her. I mean, she gets it done by knockout more often than not, right? She has hands. She has very strong kicks as well. Mostly the teeps and the whips up the center. 4 wins by knockout, 1 win by submission, 3 by decision. It is worth noting, though, that the last person that got her out of there was a girl named Jasmine. And I genuinely think that if our girl, Angela Hill, is able to come out here and put a little bit of grappling pressure on her, maybe not grappling pressure, but clinch pressure. You know, she's a Thai style fighter. I think she'll probably be able to go out here and pull a huge upset on Fatima Klein. But that's my heart. That's all heart, right? Because at the end of the day, the win off of Melissa Martinez alone, that TKO head kick is definitely something to watch. And we've seen Angela go out there and get hurt before. She is getting up there in age. As Lethal Sugar just pointed out, she will be 41 in January. So it's tough. Oh, Grimy, don't do that. Angela over the hill. Dang. Oh, man. Feels bad, man. Feels bad. I'm gonna be there soon myself. So I don't love those jokes. With that being said, yeah, I think Fatima Klein should go out here and win this fight. There are paths to victory for Angela Hill, but they are very slim and very slender, and it's going to be a hard-fought path no matter what. So give me Fatima Klein in here. I'm going to bet with my brain, not my heart, on this one. And to be honest with you, I'm not betting on it at all because the line is just fucking dog shit. Minus 485 on Fatima Klein, plus 370 on Angela Hill. If anything, I'm throwing some pennies on a rainy day for Angela Hill. What are your thoughts on this one, bro?
Yeah, I'm definitely going towards Klein too. And I mean, it's hard for me to ever kind of pick somebody who is 15 years older, just putting that out of the way right now. But Grimey's comment, Angie over the hill, that pretty much sums it up. Unfortunately, I see it going by decision. I think Klein's, yeah, and that head kick, almost that Leon Edwards style head kick that she got last, and I do remember that one. That was a nasty head kick. That was a nasty, and she's two knockouts or her last 2 fights going up against Angela Hill. I think she gets it done by decision. Just the striking. I don't think Angie Hill, unfortunately, she's not in her prime. I think she's going to be a Hall of Famer. I think she is the Donald Cerrone of the women's division. She's phenomenal, but I think her days are, unfortunately, I think they're coming up.
I agree, man. I agree, unfortunately. And with that, we actually have 2 more fights. I didn't realize there were a couple more hidden down here on this sheet. So we have a middleweight bout and a lightweight bout. Middleweight bout between Bayasangar Susurkayev and Eric Mechanico. At least one of those 2 names is easy to say. Fuck me. Bayasangar Susurkayev. That's a fun name. That is a fun name. And my God, these are fun odds. He's a minus 900 favorite right now against a plus 600 underdog. I don't think you even really need to know anything about these fighters, Pip. I'm going to give it to you first. Tell everybody why you think the minus 900 is going to get it done.
Which one's minus 900?
By Sangar Sosurkayev.
Yeah,
I think you just wanted me to say that again.
Yeah, just 100%. So 10-0, yeah. I definitely. I can't say that I know much about either of those guys. I believe that the last guy, he's coming off a submission against Eric Nolan, so that's actually a pretty impressive, decent win at least. And I can't say that I've actually seen Eric McConaughey fight either. Actually, now that I think about it, who's he fought? Going on here, looking at Cody Brundage, which is a decent win, and then lost to Nursultan. I'm not even gonna try with the last name, but yeah, I'm definitely gonna go with. You're going to have me try and pronounce it too. Bathanagar. I got him by, I'm just going to say fuck it, and I'm going to go with submission.
I think he's probably going to get it done inside the distance. I wouldn't be surprised if he went out there and got it done via knockout, though. But I'll be honest, like Eric McConaughey, he's no slouch. I didn't know much about him coming into his UFC debut. I'll be completely honest. I picked against him when he went in there against Cody Brundage after seeing him lose against Nursultan Ruzaboyev. But he went out there and kind of beat up Cody Brundage after dropping the first round, and he looked really fucking good doing it. The guy looked fast. He looked mechanical. I literally made the joke that they should call him Eric Mechanical, because he fought like a fucking machine out there when he went out there against Cody Brundage. If that version of him shows up, it's going to be a fight. I still think the Hunter by Sangar Sosurkayev gets it done, pulls out the W, coming from Chechnya, Russia. In Russia, we don't make fake make us. You know what I'm saying, brother? I just think this guy's too strong. He's too good. And just the win over Eric Nolan alone, that rear naked choke, like the amount of pressure he put on him, he made Nolan quick tap, brother. And I don't know that a lot of people wouldn't do that with that kind of pressure, right? We've seen Islam and Khabib and the boys from Dagestan do similar. As soon as they get their hands around you, it's crazy stuff. But this is the real question, right, Grimy? Is he worth minus 900? I don't think so. I think it's a disrespectful line. I think he should be a minus 450 at the very best. Minus 900 is crazy work, bro. That shit doesn't make any sense to me. But at least on the next fight, we have some decent odds, folks. We have a lightweight banger between Vyacheslav Borshev, a.k.a. Slava Claus, coming in against Mateos Camilo. And the odds on this one are currently sitting at plus 136 for the underdog Vyacheslav Slavaclaus Borshev and minus 162 for Mateos Camilo. I'm not going to lie to you, man. This is another one where I could really, truly see the underdog getting it done. It's a good dog pick. He's a very slight dog, is Slavaclaus, and he's coming back off of a 2-loss skid that he's on, right? He's been very up and down since joining the UFC. He has losses to Mark Diakese, Mike Davis, Chase Hooper, Tom Nolan, and Terrence McKinney, with wins in the UFC over Dakota Bush, Maheshate, and James Yontop. We've seen James Yontop look really good. He went out there and made him look pretty weak. He got the split decision win over him. Terrence McKinney choked him out via mounted guillotine for the Taporia and Oliveira card. Thankfully, I was there for that in person. It was a wild one. And then I actually ran into Slavaclaus downtown in Las Vegas right after the fight, like 3 hours after the card ended. He was eating ice cream, and told him I was a big fan. He shook my hand, hugged me, and then apologized with a frown across his face for letting me down. I told him to keep his head up, and as long as he continues to improve and grow from it, he didn't let anybody down. I think he'll do exactly that in this walkout. I think he will look to improve on that last outing. Mateos Camilo, again, the guy standing across from him is no slouch. There is a bit of a reach difference here, right? We have a 69 and 69.5 inch reach. So not much of a reach difference. Only a half-inch advantage for the opposition in Mateos Camilo. And who is Mateos? The Jaguar Camilo gone against, right? He, so far in the UFC, has only had one fight. It was against Gabe Green, and he went out there and got RNC'd in the second round. Doesn't give you a whole lot to build faith upon, in my opinion. So, for me, I think Slavaclaus should be able to come out here and get it done. He trains out there with Team Alpha Male, which is a very noteworthy gym. They have a very good guillotine. And we know that this guy, Mateos the Jaguar Camilo, he's susceptible to giving up that neck, if we've learned anything. So I'm going to go ahead and take the dog in this one. I like Slavaclaus to get it done, but I can't tell you that it's a very confident pick.
Yeah, and I'm picking Borishev as well. I don't like, if I'm just looking kind of at the stats being 33 and 24, I definitely don't like the age difference going on here, but I've seen Borishev more than I have seen this Camilo guy, and getting choked out by Gabe Green on your first, and that was his UFC debut, correct? Yeah. So I definitely got to go with Borshev. I just seen more from him. He's been in there with some good fighters. I mean, Terrence McKinney is not saying that he's been, the best of the best, but he's definitely not. He's a guy that you're excited to watch. So he definitely puts on good fights. And Borshev is kind of one of those guys as well. He's when he fights, you kind of want to tune into it because you want to see what's going on. So I definitely have Borshev, and that one's probably by decision as well. I don't know if I see anybody kind of finishing it inside the distance, but crazier things have happened. I'm going to go with Bashorev for decision.
Yeah, as you said, crazier things have definitely happened. And with that being said, folks, that's it. That's UFC 322. We've gone through the entire fight card. I have poured up one last shot. No pressure. If you want to do one, feel free to do one as well, Pip. Otherwise,
I got some Vanilla Coke. I'll slam the rest of it with you.
Let's go, brother. Cheers to you all in the chat. If you haven't already done so, like, comment, subscribe, smash that bell for notifications. And if you're drinking, drink with us no matter what it is, whether it's water, whiskey, or anything in between. Cheers to that.
Well, thank you for having me on the show. Thank you all for putting up with me. Sorry for my lack of MMA knowledge.
Absolutely, man. And there's no lack of knowledge. It was just a lack of studying, right? And you would have studied had I given you more than like a 10-minute heads up. So
That's right. It's all in
That's not on you. That's not on you. It's on me. It's on me. Blame it on me. I'm always the red herring here. So, folks, if you're not already tuned into Alex Pip, make sure you check him out on the socials. It is ALXPIPP, and he is an absolute stud. If you're looking to buy a house anywhere near Kentucky, make sure you hit him up. He's going to be the guy for you. And, folks, as for us, that is it. We appreciate it. One last time, like, comment, subscribe, smash the bell for notifications so you know when we're live next. That'll be it for the shows this week because I'm going out of town. And if you do none of the things we've asked you to do, just do these last two things, please. We ask that you keep on going. We ask that you keep on growing. And we'll see you next time.
You've been listening to the MMAnomaly Show. No filter. As you may have been able to tell, we dig the MMA, and our passion is to dive deep into the upcoming fights, give you our expert breakdowns, and help you make sense of all the chaos that is the fight game. We hope you've enjoyed the show. If you did, make sure to like, rate, and review. We'll be back soon, but in the meantime, make sure to find us on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, and Twitch at MMAnomaly. Be cool, and we'll see you next time.